Hello, everybody. I think you guys all know I'm Wendy Howard. I'm the executive director of One Montgomery Green. And I wanted to give the steering committee an update on where we are in sort of this phase two. As you might remember, this project has been divided into 3 or 4 phases, if you want to think about it. The first phase was introduction. Second phase, which is what we're in now, really is the opportunity to kind of showcase some of our ideas and possibilities for rebranding or creating a community space. So, and then of course, we'll talk about some of the last goals at the end. But I did want to give you guys an update, particularly as a reminder for our next event, which is this coming Saturday. So as you guys remember, the goals for this phase, as I said, really to create sort of the object is to get community feedback and to showcase different models of green features of things we can do. And we're doing that through enhancing the community space, integrating sustainability, creating some sort of educational outreach opportunities, youth engagement, as well as supporting the local businesses. We really are trying to position Wheaton as a model for a vibrant public space. And I think we've been doing some fun stuff through this event for those of you who come through. On the enhancing community space, if you've gotten a chance to come out, we've hosted 4 third Saturday events so far. We've had 600 plus attendees come throughout all 4 events. We've had local restaurants providing us food and about 30 different vendors, local businesses, organizations, artist groups, providing all kinds of things from food to plants to really information on sort of green and sustainable opportunities. Some of our partners have been the Urban District, the Chambers, Impact Silver Spring with their incubator partners, which have been a lot of fun. And I think some of you gotten a chance. I saw Nina out there, right, trying to do the yoga. We've had Creative Wheaton Interact Story. So it's been actually, I think, a very good and fun event, and really has showcased some of the things you can do with really a cement space, or an asphalt space. Integrating sustainability, of course, is really the key for us at OMG. So we've had real grass sod over the asphalt to really show permeability, cooling, water features, different kinds of shade opportunities, and other sort of existing ways to beat the heat, because boy, it was pretty hot during the summer. And we've been utilizing our youth to actually take some real measurements, climate measurements throughout the opportunity. So that was particularly interesting in the summer, and I'll be excited to see what we get next week when we've got the students out there. But for that, we've had 15 student volunteers over the summer really help us catalog 3 out of the 4 events we've done so far, and we'll get that final from this last event. They've been taking temperature, air, and surface in shade, in sun, on the asphalt, on the grass to really give an idea of sort of what this is. We're really trying to show them the urban heat island effect, sort of what that is. It's part of our Climate Explorers program. So it's really been a great opportunity for us to provide sort of actual real world examples for the students to actually learn. And we had a lot of interest from some of the others as well, from adults as well. So I think it's been a great educational opportunity for us. And of course, the main focus of this being here is supporting the local business. So we created some feedback tool. We've been actually able to connect with 25 of the businesses right there in the Price Elkin Street area, and we've had 5 one-on-one business conversations, and I'll tell you a little bit about some of the feedback we've gotten from them and really ideas to kind of improve upon that. So we really, I think, have been doing our best to connect with the local businesses. It's been a mixed bag, I'll say, as far as that goes. Our sort of fourth, our last thing. Oops, sorry, I've gone backwards. Okay, I love that kid. Here we go. Basically, this just talks about sort of the impact of what we've done there. I've got you, Jim. I got you pictured. Sort of, increasing local engagement, which has really been our goal against all sectors. And I think that has been positive. We've had some really good conversations and partnerships with the businesses there. We've been able to showcase some sustainability opportunity. The feedback is really essential for us for the next phase. So I really am going to task and ask from the steering committee some help with doing that. But I really do feel like we're on track for our goals, our total goals of sort of showing what inclusive green placemaking can look like. We have had some challenges, particularly with the feedback. So we have two surveys going. We have a business one and a community one. And we really have not had a lot of people physically fill out the forms. And we know surveys are a pain. A lot of people, I'm a survey taker, but a lot of people are not. So we've created some ideas on how to boost that, particularly for the next event on Saturday. For the business certification, the businesses, we've connected with Bethesda Green, and we will be able to give away to a chosen business a green business certification. It's not the certification, you actually have to go through, but basically the fee, it'll cover the fee for certification, as well as the one-on-one person to help you put in the application you need to get the green business certification. And for the community, we've got a bunch of gift cards from some of the local businesses. So really, we're just trying to encourage, because the more feedback we have, the more we'll be able to actually hit our goal at the end. So this is an example of that. And I'll make sure that you guys have seen all of this so that you can share this as well, because it can be done online. You don't have to be physically there. You do have to show us you've done it to get the prize, but to be entered into the drawing, you just actually have to take it, the survey. So for our next steps, of course, next Saturday, we've changed the time and the location. So we're going to be at Veterans Park. That'll really give us a chance to showcase some climate, as well as some stormwater features in there. One of the reasons we're moving is, this is what we heard from a lot of the community, is that they want a more community space. It was described to us by some of the families there that, when they want to take the kids out to, play in a playground or jungle gym, they literally have to get in their car and drive, either down Georgia or down University to get to a park. So they would love to see, a park for the kids to play in. They would love to see something around here or around that's closer to them that they could walk to. So we're going to actually activate Veterans Park kind of that way. We're still going to put down the sod down in the center. We're going to create, games, and still have the tables and chairs. We'll have the food, the music. We're just moving it down there. The reason I keep bringing back for the sort of the feedback, the reason I keep bringing the feedback information is because we really need to get as much input as possible for our goal of getting of being able to send out an RFP for people to come up with solutions, or ideas of what this outdoor space could look like. We have made it a little bit more general. It probably will not be activated like we originally thought 2 years ago when this came to us at Price and Elkin, but we do want to come up with some sort of designs and models that could be applicable to anybody, whether you're on Grandview, whether you're on Price, whether you're on Elkin, that really does take into effect that maybe we won't be closing the street. Maybe it's extending of the sidewalk, but we want to make sure that the ADA compliance, the sustainability are really keyed within there. So our getting feedback from the community is going to really help with that. We are looking at primarily the curbside, DOT's curbside dining. They have an outdoor curbside dining program that they're putting through. So we're utilizing that as some of the features, some of the things that planning came up with. on sort of what this sort of activation will look like. But really, we're asking your help to help us get that information out, that we can get the feedback from people. And I'm happy to say that we were able to save some money throughout what we've been doing. And we are going to be implementing a grant program for Wheaton businesses. Priority, of course, will go to the Price Elkin, but it will be available to all businesses within the Wheaton CBD. So that means some of the businesses in down on Grandview can also apply for this. Really, it's pretty simple. It's not finalized. We're still working on what it looks like. In general, the idea being is it's not it's an upfront grant. You propose to us the green things we've done. We'll have a couple of menu items of things we think you might be able to do, but the business does get to dictate what they want to do. They have a year to implement it and then have to prove it to us. I really hear what we heard a lot from a lot of the businesses is that they do want support. They do want resources, they do want help. And this could be a way for them to do that. A lot of the different options, it's not just like replacing your HVAC or your chillers. I mean, it could be capacity. There's a lot of different things. We're framing it as really helping business be more resilient or climate or sort of in response to climate emergencies. So that's a little bit more general. I think it, once again, could really support and help the businesses within the CBD. So really, my goal here tonight was to get you guys an update and to help get some input from you all on some of the final event strategies that we might want to do, basically helping us get the word out and making sure we get as much feedback as possible so that we can get some ideas of so we can get a better idea of what the design could look like. And I think that was it. I ran through it pretty quick.